Hello everyone. Before we start today's video, if you could all do me a solid and lightly tap the like button, perhaps share the video about and leave a comment. If you are not subscribed, subscribe as well. It would greatly help this channel. Thank you very much. Well, isn't this just fantastic? Captain's log, subdates 220705.4. Much like Homer Simpson, the fat on Ralph never seems to stop moving. Add to that regional earthquakes have hit record highs. I guess the sea folk were long overdue for a great reset and a bountiful harvest. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Low Effort Tuesday video. Today we're going to continue with updates concerning Amber Heard, because a few things have transpired, and of course I want to make sure you are as up to date as you can possibly be since the result of the defamation trial. You'll find all videos covering this, along with the defamation trial itself and previous events, within a playlist on this channel simply titled Johnny Depp vs. Amber Heard Defamation Trial. There has been, as an update, no news as to whether or not Amber Heard has been removed from Aquaman 2 yet or not. So beyond that, there is no real update. Although I'm certain she will be in the movie, to be honest, because if they're going to keep Ezra Miller, they're going to keep Amber Heard for now, then phase them out. To save face. On the 30th of June, there were a number of articles that were doing their rounds, indicating that Amber Heard would face another legal battle after losing to Johnny Depp. The two more notable are the Daily Mail and Geo News. So that is where we're going to go first. Amber Heard seemingly has another lawsuit waiting for her after losing a blockbuster defamation lawsuit against her former husband. Amber Heard is still being investigated in the ongoing Perjury case in Australia, with an outlet called Entertainment Tonight sharing an official statement from a spokesperson at the Australian Department of Agriculture, Water and the Environment. Just as context, years ago, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard brought a creature into the country that they should not have brought into the country. Australia and many other countries, in fact, have very strict rules on what you can and cannot bring into the country because there is a risk of doing harm to the ecology. That is vitally important to protect, especially if your country is on fire half of the year, which apparently is still fairly nippy to those that live there. When Johnny Depp and Amber Heard were busted, they were forced to make an apology video and talk about the importance of the environment. They looked like a pair of hostages. It was very amusing to see two very professional actors struggle to deliver a sincere apology, which in hindsight explains a lot considering Amber Heard has been doubling down on her position, which we'll get to more in a moment, but to the statement from the spokesperson at the Australian Department of Agriculture, Water and the Environment. The Department of Agriculture, Water and the Environment Department is investigating allegations of perjury by Ms. Heard during court proceedings for the 2015 illegal importation of her two dogs into Australia. As Australia has a strict quarantine policy, many countries do, in fact I think UK does as well. It was rather amusing they managed to get the dogs Pistol and Boo into the country. Amber Heard was charged with 2 counts of illegally importing the animals in July of the same year, 2015. However, the case was closed after pleading guilty to falsifying travel documents. Well, once a liar, always a liar, right? When Johnny Depp later in the year was on the Jimmy Kimmel show, he explained, "We were under the impression we had all the paperwork done for the dogs. We were there with the dogs in front of everybody." While I certainly don't want this to come off as me dunking on Johnny, you and Amber were both responsible for making sure those documents were correctly filed and suitable quarantines were adhered to, or any jabs required were administered pre-travel. Remember, there is always a risk of damaging the environment in a different country. Oh, and just because I'm that guy, Pistol and Boo are Yorkshire Terriers. Yorkshire Terriers aren't meant to be exposed to that kind of heat, alright? Can you just, I don't know, leave them somewhere cooler? I know air conditioning exists, I really get it. Now, what originally kicked off this perjury trial was actually the 2020 UK libel trial between Johnny Depp and The Sun, in which a former employee gave testimony about the dogs. That former employee was Johnny Depp's estate manager, who during that trial told the London court that Amber Heard had ordered him to lie under oath after she flew her pets into Queensland in a private jet. So my earlier references to potentially dunking on Johnny in this instance are completely debunked, because you then find out Amber really did have him under her thumb. Now, while I don't believe for a second Amber Heard would face any prison time over 2 Yorkshire Terriers and a bit of lying, I just want to let you know. The maximum sentence is 14 years. Well, for perjury, and illegal importation is 7 years. I'm sure many of us are now salivating at the idea of seeing Amber Heard get sent to prison. It is unlikely. She'll more than likely just hide in the States and never be extradited. To move on from that, we now go back to the defamation trial, because some more has transpired, and it's worth providing these updates, some of which are remarkably lol-worthy. On the 3rd of July, Amber Heard had asked the Virginia judge to toss her losing verdict in the defamation lawsuit, claiming that the evidence simply does not hold up. Lawyers for Amber Heard, who was found guilty of 3 defamation claims by Depp, claimed in a 43-page motion filed last week that the judgment wasn't supported by the evidence during the former couple's blockbuster trial. The document then goes on to claim that Johnny Depp proceeded solely on a defamation by implication theory, abandoning any claims that Amber Heard's statements were actually false. Amber Heard's attorneys also argue that Juror 15 on the panel may have been selected illegally, giving the wrong birth date during jury selection of 1945 instead of the actual year of 1970. This discrepancy raises the question of whether Juror 15 actually received a summons for jury duty and was properly vetted by the court to serve on the jury. When the trial ended and Amber Heard was declared defeated, many believed, myself included, that the jury would come under intense scrutiny from that of Amber Heard's defense team, because they want to find the tiniest slither of hope so as to better exploit it, because honestly, they have very little to go on. It is unknown though if the juror actually deliberated on the case, and in a response to this, Benjamin Chew, who was Johnny Depp's attorney, said that Amber Heard's filing was what we expected, just longer, more substantive. In this new court filing, Benjamin Chew and Amber Heard's legal team argued over whether or not Johnny Depp's career had been impacted and reputation by Amber Heard's op-ed article. The thing here is, how on earth you're arguing this is a mystery. He lost tens of millions of dollars in acting roles. We know this. Let's ignore the Pirates of the Caribbean one and go to Gellert Grindelwald. We knew he was going to get that one, and it was taken away very quickly. Warner Brothers really do have a good reputation for standing up for the right people. The motion itself said that Mr. Depp presented no evidence of any damages suffered in the limited December 18, 2018 through November 2, 2020 timeframe as a result of the op-ed. There was no evidence of any project or lost commercial opportunities because of the op-ed, with them also adding that Johnny had not signed a contract for the 6th installment of Pirates of the Caribbean, despite claiming at the trial that the Washington Post cost him the role. A 6th movie could have happened. A 6th movie would smash it now. I've already said it would, but it will never happen with him. But Disney will still use his likeness, because money, everyone. With Benjamin Chew saying that Mr. Depp was required to establish at the time the op-ed was published, Ms. Heard did not believe she had been abused or that she had doubts about whether she was abused. With the article saying, but Mr. Depp presented no evidence that Ms. Heard did not believe she was abused. Instead, the evidence overwhelmingly supported that Ms. Heard believed she was the victim of abuse at the hands of Mr. Depp. Therefore, Mr. Depp did not meet the legal requirements for actual malice and the verdict should be set aside. I will of course provide updates on that as more unfolds. My view on this is quite simple. For Amber Heard to actually lodge an appeal, she has to, as part of tradition I guess, pay the entire settlement as a bond up front. She doesn't have the money to do that, so she has to explore alternate options, and this is the only realistic one available to her, because where's she going to get $10.3 million from? Her net worth is already -8. It's unlikely she'll manage to lodge an appeal unless she has a very wealthy friend willing to give her that kind of cash. That said, I can't imagine she would win an appeal in the first place. I cited the motion itself, and they themselves can't acknowledge any wrongdoing on Amber Heard's part. Yet Amber Heard was very much found guilty of defamation, unanimously on every single count. She was screwed, so how is she going to get out of this one? By arguing semantics. Oh, and a potentially falsified juror. As you can tell, she has a lot to work with, and she has plenty of time to work with it since she hasn't got much in the way of acting at the moment. I'm sure that whole "I'm going to be an activist and role model for my child" is going to work out so well for you. I keenly await the outcome of this. Now, as we reach the end of the video, I'd love to know what you all think. Please do let me know in the comments down below. One last thing, I'm trying to raise funds to complete my home, which is a log home. The completion part requires electricity, and I'm attempting to explore solar. If you'd like to help me achieve this, there is a Ko-fi link down below. Thank you very much.